Hello and welcome to demonstration number 1. Yes, it's the marking out of the brass photo frame, the most beautiful brass photo frame in the world, which I seem to have lost. Thank you very much. Here's a brass photo frame, the beautiful front piece, beautiful back piece, soldered together using immense heat. And you can put whatever photograph you like into this beautiful photo frame. We start by marking out the photo frame on a piece of brass which is made out of 2 other materials called... If you didn't hear that, that's copper and zinc. Brass is made out of copper and zinc. It's an alloy, it's a metal, it's very shiny, reasonably hard, excellent to work with, easy to saw. We're going to get very much involved with this piece of brass. Now I've painted this bit of brass with something called Engineer's Blue, this beautiful liquid here. It's been painted so that we can easily mark out some scribed lines onto it using this, a scriber. Very sharp and can easily hurt you. I'm just touching that and feeling quite a bit of a spike already, so be very careful with the scribers. They're brand new and they're not a weapon. They're purely for marking out on metal. It's so much easier to see the scribed lines when there's Engineer's Blue on there. So that's why I've painted it blue. First thing we need to do is have the tools ready. So we have a scriber, we have a steel rule or ruler, we have an engineer's square for perfect right angles, perfect 90 degrees. Hands up if you know the posh name for 90 degrees or right angle. There's a real posh name beginning with P. Finley, you just dropped your brass photo frame, ruining the video, didn't you? Who knows the posh name for 90 degrees?
Perpendicular.
Beautiful! Perpendicular. So this engineer's square allows us to draw or scribe, zoom in on this one, scribe 90 degree perpendicular lines. Now guys, if you look at your sheets in front of you, you'll find that there are 5 lines to scribe onto the piece of brass. I'd like you to move your fingers down those 5 lines, across them, to see if you can work out which ones need to be scribed. It's not these outside ones. It's 5 lines within the piece of brass. So just practice with your finger, pretending to scribe those lines onto the drawing, please. Check you understand that there are 5 to do. All of them will require a straight edge, like a ruler, or the engineer's square. And it tells you the dimensions on this piece of paper of where to put all the different lines. We're going to start with the 2 outside tram lines, these outside lines here. As you can see, they're 10 millimeters from the edge. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. We're always going to use a scriber. There's one that's been done. 10 millimeter lines scribed onto the edge. Method number 1 is to take a ruler and a scriber and just pretend it's like a normal piece of paper and a pencil. Mark 10 millimeters from the side with a little line. Mark 10 millimeters down there with another little line. And join them up with a ruler. Zoom down here, please. Just join them up with a ruler. With these marking out things, you've got to check your line 2 or 3 times before you go ahead and mark it. Don't just mark it, look at it and then get disappointed. You've got to look to see if you are looking perfectly straight. Check it, double check it, triple check it, then scribe it. Here we go. Look at that. A confidently scribed line 10 millimeters away from the edge. If yours is 9.5, you'll get away with it. If it's 10.5, fine. But if it's bigger, you probably want to be doing it again, making sure it's exactly 10 from the edge. There's another way of marking this line. We can use our friend, the odd leg calipers. Yes, not a nose picker. Definitely not. It's the odd leg calipers. That's the odd leg. And it's used to scrape down the edge of a product and draw a parallel line. A parallel line, look. If I set this to exactly 10 millimeters, using a ruler, there's 10, I can then scrape a 10 millimeter line like this. If the odd leg calipers are nice and tight, I can get a good firm line on there. And I've got my second line. There's a third method which you guys can use as well, which is with dividers. 2 sharp points, double the danger. You can place the dividers on a ruler to set it to exactly 10 millimeters, like this. And then, placing your piece of brass on the table, you can scribe a 10 millimeter line like this, down the edge of the piece of brass. And I've got enough calipers for you all to try that method, okay? I haven't got enough odd leg calipers, but I've got enough calipers for you all to have a go with that. So try with the calipers, they're in this box down here. With the ruler method, that's good if you're not quite confident with the dividers. Now those are the outside 2 lines. The third line is the top line, which you can do with the engineer's square. Look, I can draw a parallel line to this top edge, anywhere I like. I've got to measure 10 millimeters first. Here we go. Accurate measurements. One little spot there. And there we have the engineer's square, held firmly onto the side, scribed across like this. Okay, that's my top line. Those are the first 3 lines that I would like you to do now, and then in about 5 minutes I'm going to show you how to do the bottom 2 lines. If you finish really quickly, I want you to check your keywords, check you understand what each tool is, and if you've totally finished that, just put your hand up and I'll come and see you. Any questions now?